Time for a Talltale short. Once upon a time, in a bustling library packed to the brim with adventures and secrets, lived Wiggly, the world's wittiest worm. Now, Wiggly wasn't your ordinary earthworm, oh no. He was a bookworm with a passion for stories and an impossible dream, to write a tale so captivating that the library's human visitors would swarm around it like bees to nectar. Our story begins in the musty pages of Sherlock Holmes, The Complete Collection. Wiggly, a constant dweller of 221B Baker Street, was busy nibbling at Sherlock's deerstalker hat, hoping to absorb the detective's unmatched cleverness. "Why, I must consult Sherlock himself," Wiggly declared. "His hat does taste like a concoction of intrigue and suspense." "What's that, Wiggly?" said a tiny voice. It was the small gray mouse from The Town Mouse and the Country Mouse, peeking out from the footnotes. "I have a dream," said Wiggly, his eyes twinkling like stars on a dark summer night. "I want to write a story that the humans will love. I just don't know where to start." The mouse twitched its whiskers thoughtfully. "What about a tale full of cheese? Or a daring escape from a cat?" it suggested, its voice full of hope. Wiggly chuckled, his tiny body wriggling in amusement. "That's a fantastic start, my dear mouse, but it needs more literary flavor. Let's see what Sherlock Holmes thinks." Before long, Wiggly wiggled up to the page where the famed detective himself was huffing his pipe. "Ah, Mr. Holmes," Wiggly began, "I'm embarking on an adventurous quest to write a story that humans would love. I'm curious what ingredients make a story utterly captivating." Sherlock paused, his pipe mid-puff. "A riveting plot, my dear Wiggly," he said, his eyes narrowing as he lost himself in thought. "A mystery to solve, villains to vanquish, and heroes to applaud." Intrigue, I see," said Wiggly, making mental notes. "Thank you, Sherlock. You're a true novelty." Next, Wiggly set course for the seafaring adventure in Moby Dick. Here, the salty ocean air filled the pages, and the towering figure of Captain Ahab, with his wooden leg and stormy eyes, awaited him. "Ahab," Wiggly greeted, "Sherlock has lent me some wisdom. I was wondering, could you share some of your secrets to a thrilling narrative?" Captain Ahab stroked his grizzled beard, then pointed at his wooden leg. "Danger, Wiggly. Unpredictable danger and a relentless pursuit. That's what makes my tale a stormy ride," he barked, his voice as gruff as the sea winds. Wiggly nodded, his tiny head full of swirling ideas. "Thank you, Ahab. I'll make sure my story has waves of excitement. You've been a whale of help." With newfound knowledge and a suitcase full of puns, Wiggly was ready to tackle his mission. Little did he know that his quest to write the perfect story was about to take a hilarious turn, leading to encounters with the most peculiar characters. "Writing, here I come," Wiggly announced, and with a wriggle of determination, he set off to concoct his riveting tale. His next stop was the wild jungle of The Jungle Book. Here, Baloo the bear was lazily lounging on a branch, humming a catchy tune. "Baloo," Wiggly said, "I need to fill my story with joy and laughter. How do you do it?" Baloo scratched his belly, humming in thought. "Well, Wiggly, it's all about the bare necessities. Simple pleasures, a light-hearted spirit, and a belly full of laughs." With a wink and a nod, Wiggly replied, "Bear with me, Baloo. Your advice is going to make my story unbearably delightful." Wiggly's next destination was a hop, skip, and a wriggle away, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Here, he found the Cheshire Cat, grinning from ear to ear. "Cheshire Cat," Wiggly began, "how can I make my characters as enchanting as you?" "Why, dear Wiggly," the Cheshire Cat purred, "just remember we're all mad here. Your characters must be charmingly eccentric, peculiar, and full of surprises." With a twinkle in his eye, Wiggly chuckled, "Thank you, Cheshire Cat. You've shown me that being peculiar is simply perfect." On he traveled, learning from the wisdom of Sherlock's cases, Ahab's obsessions, Baloo's laughter, and Cheshire Cat's eccentricity. Ideas buzzed around Wiggly's head like a hive of bees, each one sweeter and more exciting than the last. After weeks of brainstorming and giggling to himself, Wiggly was finally ready. With a quill fashioned from a pigeon's feather, a gift from Pigeon in Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus, he began to weave his tale, pouring all the wisdom he'd gleaned into the narrative. As he did, a magical thing happened. Each word Wiggly wrote sprouted up from the paper, creating a miniature world of characters and adventures right before his eyes. His story had a dash of mystery from Sherlock, a splash of danger from Ahab, a sprinkle of laughter from Baloo, and a pinch of peculiarity from the Cheshire Cat. The characters danced off the pages, and his plot twisted and turned like a maze of earthworm tunnels. The day finally came when Wiggly presented his story to the library. He was as nervous as a caterpillar at a bird convention. But as the characters read, their faces lit up with delight. The library echoed with gasps of surprise, peals of laughter, and sighs of satisfaction. Wiggly's story was a hit. He had done it. Wiggly the bookworm had written a tale that not only enchanted the library's characters, but also caught the attention of the human visitors. They were captivated by the tale that sprung to life, charmingly strange and bursting with laughter and suspense. Wiggly beamed with pride, his heart doing a happy wriggle. The bookworm who'd dreamt of creating a beloved story had done just that, and in doing so had grown into Wiggly the wonderful writer. He'd proven that no dream is too big if you have the right words, a dash of creativity, and a suitcase full of puns. After all, in Wiggly's own words, the pen is mightier than the sword and even mightier than a worm's wriggle. This was a Talltale short, small but mighty stories, released daily in audio format. Create, read, and share more tales at talltale.com.